Okay, before we start today's lesson, we're going to go way back to when you were first learning English. Back then, when you were learning the names of all of the letters and the order they go in, you may have learned an alphabet song. It went, Okay, a few of you, you're nodding. You seem to be familiar with it. Okay, so we're going to sing it together, and I'll conduct us up here. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and right. So is it Z or Z? What is this letter? Is it a Z or is it a Z? There's not a right answer. In America, we say Z. In the UK or in other places that were influenced by Britain, they might say Z. There's not a correct answer because in a lot of different places, people speak differently. This can be a matter of pride. So here in Texas, we say y'all, right? So where I grew up in Utah, we would say you guys. Are you guys coming? In Texas, we say are y'all, right? Y-A-L-L, apostrophe, y'all, coming, you all. And that might not be like correct in written English, but in spoken English, here in Texas, that's how we say it. And we're proud of how we say it. People can use tone of voice when you're listening to mean different things. Sometimes the tone of voice will betray sort of an accent that they might have. They might also, through the way that they use their voice, be using sarcasm. So when somebody's sarcastic and you can tell from the tone of their voice, oh, you're always on time, versus, oh, you're always on time. Can you tell the difference between those two? Oh, you're always on time. You're always on time. So certain vowels are drawn out always, and there's a lot of up and down. You're always on time, right? So there's a lot of that up and down and a lot of drawn out with sarcasm. Sometimes people might imitate another accent or act like they're from another place. So you might associate one type of accent with being a British snob. And so you could say something like, pass the grey poupon mustard. And by using that accent, you're saying there's something about that accent that feels snobby to me. So that's why I'm using that accent to make fun of it. Or, on the other side, sometimes people use a Texan accent when they want to say something is lowbrow. So they might say, why don't y'all come on back with your pickup truck, right? And so they might use that sort of southern Texan accent to show that something is pickup trucks as opposed to Grey Poupon mustard. So we're going to watch a short video and it's really going to tax you in your listening. Fortunately, the video has some pictures with it. It's an animation. So look at the pictures to get a clue about when they're being sarcastic and when they're imitating a certain accent. I'm going to pull it up on the overhead projector, so I hope you guys can all see this and listen carefully. And as you listen, I want you to mark down where he changes his voice. Also, mark down if he's being sarcastic. You're always on time. Or when he's trying to imitate an accent. Pass the Grey Poupon mustard. Right? Okay, here we go.
The tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and probably still uses the same method to this day to remember the order of the letters. What bothered me after learning this wonderful song as a kid was discovering years later that the pronunciation of one letter was not what I believed it to be. And that was the letter Z. Yes, I pronounce it Z because I feel it sounds better and completes the song better. I'd be talking to my friend and he'd be like, dude, how do you spell Charizard again? And I'd be like, are you dumb? It's Chariz. And he'd cut me off right there and start mocking me like, I'm sorry, what was that last letter you said? Z? Z? What are you, American? It's Z, stupid. And then we'd get in a heated argument about who's right and what the correct pronunciation is. Well, he won, because he was right. The letter Z originates from the Greek letter zeta, and from there, it became the modern pronunciation Z. When their revolution was over, the Americans went to the British and were like, we don't want to pronounce it your way no more. And a few dialects were established in some of the states where people would start pronouncing it differently, like Zad, Zard, Izod, Izzard, until eventually Mr. Noah Webster was like, nah, that's enough, boys. Everyone, shut up. We're just gonna call it Z, okay? Done. Everyone go home now. And from there, a new, not really, alphabet was born. And you have kids shows like Sesame.
Okay, so in this video, there are a few places, you guys hear it. Who heard one that they want to share with the group? What was a place where he changed his voice? Yes, okay, at the very beginning, when he's talking with his friend, and why was he changing his voice there? Sarcasm, yeah. So let's go to that spot right here. Let's see.
How do you spell Charizard again? And I'd be like, are you dumb? It's...
See, so there he is. He's doing that thing with the vowels. Are you dumb? And you can see his face, you know, it's obviously not the typical.
H-A-R-I.
And then when his friend talks back to him, his friend does the same thing.
Charizard again? And I'd be like, are you dumb? It's C-H-A-R-I-Z. And he'd cut me off right there and start mocking me like, I'm sorry, what was that last letter you said? Z? Z? What are you, American? It's Z, stupid.
See, so he's doing the same thing, stupid, right? When he asks, what are you, American? He doesn't actually think his friend is an American. He's making fun of him for using the American pronunciation. Speaking of American, where was another place where he changed his voice? Right, when the American was there. So this is an example of somebody using the Texan accent as an example. So here, he's talking about the American.
British were like, we don't want to pronounce it your way no more.
Right? And did anybody understand what that means? It was really, really hard. Yeah, we don't want to pronounce it your way anymore. But he said, we don't, right? So as if it didn't have that apostrophe T on it. Don't, D-O-N. Wanna, W-A-N-N-A. Pronounce it your way no more. If you wrote that in a paper, do you think you would get an A? No, you'd probably get an F. But that's the way some people say it. And in this video, he's using that pronunciation to show that here's the Americans and they're just, you know, they're country people, right? And these country people, they say, don't want to pronounce it your way no more, right? So that's a good place where he changes the accent. What's the final place? Yeah. No, Webster. Do you guys know who Webster is? Webster's Dictionary? Okay, maybe everybody uses dictionary.com right now, but Webster's Dictionary was the dictionary for America. You would have the Oxford Dictionary in the UK and Webster's Dictionary here in the US. And so when he does Webster's accent, he shows him as kind of a little bit of a snob, a little bit more of an authority figure, right?
That's enough, boys. Everyone, shut up. We're just gonna call it Z, okay?
Right? So he's got, you know, a deep voice and he sounds a little bit more snobby. So he uses the accent in different ways. So when you're listening, just be really careful that you're paying attention to how they're saying it and not just what they're saying, because it has a lot to do with their identity, humor that they're using, all of these different things besides just the words themselves.